One of the things I've appreciated about teaching at Central College is that the administration has always been willing to let the faculty do what it thinks it needs to do to provide the best education for the students. And what I mean by that is if I got an idea that I wanted to teach a course that had never been taught before, there weren't a lot of hoops that I had to jump through in order to bring that course to the classroom. The department was willing to let it happen, the division was willing to let it happen, the administration was willing to provide whatever support was needed to let that happen. As a result, I had the freedom to teach courses that I had no classwork in as a graduate student or even as an undergraduate. In fact, they weren't even being taught in those days. But as I was able to study about those topics, learn about those topics, and explore them with the students, in a sense, be a student myself. I appreciated the opportunity to sit in on the classes of my colleagues. I sat in on the classes of several of my colleagues in various departments over the years. In the classroom, with the students, I've always appreciated the fact that the psychology students were willing to be, how can I say this, almost a fraternity or sorority of their own. That is to say, one of the things I learned coaching is that there's a kind of camaraderie that gets built when people pull together for common goals. That camaraderie isn't found very often in academics, and our psychology students were willing to do that. They were willing to pull together and work hard for common goals. Each class was its own cohort. They supported each other, and they allowed us to support them. I think one of the things that I would say that I'm grateful for to our students is they allowed the faculty, Jim Schultze, Dan Bergman, myself, and then later Peggy Fitch and others, to love them. That's been a really important thing for me. They've allowed us to love them. They've also been very kind and gracious to allow us to the faculty, to stub our toes, to make mistakes, to explore areas where we didn't always know what we were doing, and they just hung there with us while we finally got it figured out and got things back on track. Very, very, very grateful for that. That happened throughout my years at Central College and in most of my classes, practically all of my classes, in fact. And well, I'm just very grateful for the students about that.